Hello friends of Antonio Toledo to another game of Quaternity. I'm playing the Anthony York series, Road to the Top, in which I'm trying to take my second account to the top 10, let's say top 10. I already, for those of you that don't know, I already took my first account to my main account to the first position of the ranking. So this is the new series that I'm doing, that I'm trying to do it in English. So because some people told me that they wanted to follow the channel, but they did not speak Spanish. So let's try to make this series and let's see if I can take this account to the top 10. So last game, my account was in the position 36, and now I have this very complicated game against Jorge, Eduardo, and Daria. Daria that was playing before as Kim Jong-un, but now she changed her name, and now she's playing as Daria. So let's see what happens in this game. So, okay. We had a rook move for white, then knight move for red. And then, of course, what are we playing? What is Anthony York playing? I guess you have seen it. I traveled all the way to Rio de Janeiro to learn how to play this opening. And it is the Loca Carioca, advancing the central pawn in the first move. Again, it's a structure that I believe is very solid, doesn't look solid, so people attack me all the time. In this game, not so much actually. Maybe people are starting to understand that this is not a weak opening, but it has some particularities, right? It's a bit different to play this opening than other openings. That's also the process of this series, is not only to take the account to the top 10, but also to like properly develop this opening, right? Like get this idea, the Loca Carioca idea, to a competition idea, an idea that can be used to win tournaments. So I hope you enjoy the process and come with me along the way to learn how to use this opening. So right now I have all of the pawns defended except of this one by the knights. So my idea is I like to try to bring this knight here so it protects these 2 pawns, and then this other pawn I either advance it or advance this pawn to protect from this diagonal, or I defend it with the rook or with the queen, right? The idea, I mean, in general, the idea is like to open this file, to close one of the diagonals from my opponent, to keep one of the diagonals and to close the other one. And then with this file open, if I manage to put my 2 rooks in line, is a very powerful weapon, right, to attack to my right. And I like attacking to my right because it's very dangerous for this. I mean, it's very damaging for this player, and it allows other players to join the attack. So that's kind of the idea. But the problem, I mean, the advantage is that I open files and diagonals for my pieces, so both of my bishops and my rooks become very active. The disadvantage is that I need to use my 2 knights to defend my structure. So usually in the Toledo opening, I use my knights, I sacrifice them most of the times to open lines in the other players. Here I need my knights to defend my structure because I have opening my lines, right? So that's the idea of the Loca Carioca. But I mean, it's something that I'm still learning. So here I threaten this knight right away because I don't want it here. Here it's attacking some weak pawns, or pawns that can become weak if I do the moves that I want to move. Because I mean, one thing that I want to do always in the Loca Carioca is to take this bishop out, and then this knight I also want to move it, and this is many times a weak pawn. So I wanted to make sure that this knight was not going to be there. I don't know if it's the first time I do that. Again, just learning the opening. And okay, I take my bishop here, like I said. I think this is a fundamental idea of Loca Carioca, like to have your bishop in the diagonal of the king. If not, I think it would be too crazy, even for the Loca Carioca. Okay, this bishop down is another of the classical ideas, and you can move it here or here, depending on if you want to protect more or if you want to have control of this diagonal. And then, very fast, I already bring this knight here, so it's controlling this pawn. And then this knight here, so now all of these pawns are perfectly defended, right? Actually, this pawn many times. Red here is, I don't know what, I mean, red not green, I think wants to attack me. I mean, every time I'm playing against this player, against green, I think he doesn't like my opening, so he's trying to prove that it's not a good opening, but right now it's not finding anything. It's leaving the knight here like a couple of turns just to see if someone wants to join the attack, but right now this is a very solid position. Sacrifices the knight here. I mean, this is probably a good idea, right? Because green is seeing that I'm doing the Loca Carioca, that I'm opening this file, so it's forcing red to open this file as well. So to create an immediate attack between me and red that then they can try to benefit from it. But what I do is I try to close these files. This is basically me telling red, okay, don't worry. I mean, I'm blocking the file. I don't want to attack you with my rooks. And I close it even more, right, by putting the knight here, but also the knight here is very nice position because it can attack these 2 pawns that are not protected by the central pawn because there is no central pawn anymore, right? So right now this pawn is defended, but this pawn is not defended. But red defends it with the bishop, and that's very good. I right away do this one of the main Carioca ideas, that is to connect the 2 rooks in this file, in the file of where the central pawns used to be. Okay, here is very interesting because they start attacking each other right away, and that becomes like one of the themes of the game, like this attack between white and green. Red is putting pressure, and I understand it, like this is an open file and I have 2 rooks there, but I'm still like closing it, right? Like even if I need to move my knight because red forces my knight to move by moving a pawn, like this bishop is defended twice, right? So I'm taking care of, having everything defended in this file, like even if my knight needs to move. Of course, the knight is the best piece to block this file because he's not gonna trade any of his rooks for my knight, right? It's the piece that has the lowest value, so it's very good at closing the files. But of course, like I always need to be careful of him advancing pawns here. Her, actually, sorry, Daria. Okay, and here she makes a mistake because she moves the bishop. That was the only piece defending this pawn, so I take it. Here there are some funny things that happen, like this. I never understand this move. Maybe you feel like you have a lot of pressure and you want to change bishops, but I mean, red also has a lot of pressure. I don't think red was trying to do anything. Was just moving the bishop, just probably like doing like a, like waiting move, whatever. And trading this bishop for me is like overly aggressive, and I don't know. I mean, you cannot get in the head of the other player and to know why are they doing this, but this move I don't like. I'm gonna put here the capture so we can see here how many pieces each player has lost. And this is another of the cool things of the Loca Carioca, that I think that people look at my position and instinctively they count me as a weak player just because I don't have a center, but actually have all of my pieces. Yeah, I mean, and then of course, like yellow see this. This is why also this move is, I mean, I don't know, it's okay. Yellow takes advantage to join the attack, but it's okay because red is gonna take the bishop. So then now green can react. I just do this because just to prepare a bit for the future maybe. Green just moves the rook, right? And here white had this piece to take. I really wanted white to take this pawn to double attack rook and queen, but I don't know why white does not do it. Maybe it doesn't want to have like open files and columns against everyone, right? I like in the Loca Carioca, I like more my queen here. I don't want it in one of the open diagonals, and also I want it to be taking care of these pawns and also of the bishop, right? That I'm saying, like, if at some point I need to move this knight, I want this bishop to be very well defended. And you see, it happened, like I had to move my knight. The good position for the knight, I believe it was this one, but I was scared because, I have played some games, right? So if I move it here, I was scared that red, it was gonna, or they will have an alliance to take both of my pieces, even if one of them will lose a piece, right? Like maybe it was too careful, but I thought, okay. better safe than sorry. Let's bring the knight here where it's protected, and then I can maneuver it somewhere else. So yeah, I maneuver with the knight. I decide to bring my bishop to the active diagonal, also because I'm attacking this rook. I mean, I will never, if you're ever playing against me, I'm never trading my bishop against the rook of my diagonal. I mean, this bishop is so powerful, and also is so powerful in neutralizing my opponent in my diagonal. So if I ever trade my bishop, is for the bishop or the queen or my diagonal, but never for the rook, right? Because basically this is putting me in a disadvantage against white, right? Against the player in my diagonal. He has the bishop that can attack me in the open diagonals, and I do not have it for neither attack or defense, so I will never do that. But still, he reacts to the move. I start like maneuvering my knight. Here I was seeing that I had like some interesting moves with the knight, but I mean, I decided like, okay, I could do it now, but I'm gonna wait into the moment that this move comes with tempo, right? Whenever I move it, when green is already forced to do something else. I opened this because I wanted to block this diagonal. I was always like worried that I could not move this knight, right? Could not move this knight because of this pawn, so it's like, okay. And again, I think this is in the Carioca, sooner or later you need to do it. You need to do this move, even if it means opening the diagonal of your king. Sooner or later you need to take care of this diagonal. And there are many different ways to do it. Like another way will be, you know, to move this pawn up. Not now because I have this rook here, but it's another way to say, okay, I don't care about your bishop, you cannot take my pawns. But I think I like this even better. Again, I'm learning this opening, right? But I think I like this even better. This position, I love it for my knight, right? Because now I can, that's why also I wanted to move this, so I could, this knight was free, it's not defending this pawn, right? Before it was defending this pawn, but now after moving this, now this knight is free and I can move it here. And now it's fully blocking this file, right? Like I will be the one deciding when this file gets open, that is when I move this knight. Because he's not gonna trade any of his pieces for my knight, and also he doesn't have any pawns. Sorry, I keep saying he. She doesn't have any pawns to force my knight to move. So the only thing that she can do to take out my knight is to trade it with one of her knights. Yeah, here I thought it was fun, like putting some pressure into red. But okay, here the idea is like, okay, guys, you have a free move against red because she's gonna move the rook, right? But then I realized that neither white or green, they care, right? They didn't care at all about my attack against red. Like they are too busy with their own things and they don't want to join my beef with red. So it's like, okay, so if you don't want to join my things, I will try to join yours, I guess. This is a good move. Like, I mean, I could have traded my bishop for the rook, but I don't know, maybe Daria has followed my channel, but I really don't like losing my bishop of the open diagonals. So I take it back. And here I already see things interesting, right? Like, okay, this queen here is a bit awkward. It can be attacked by my bishop, right? In this position, that is defended by this beautiful, beautiful knight. So I thought this was an interesting idea, but again, it's like, okay, let's wait to the right moment. Just because I see a good idea doesn't mean that I need to execute it right away, right? So basically I just move the rook, like I have this idea here, there is also this idea here, so there are many things that can happen, but let's wait. Yeah, okay, here it was the right moment, I believe, because red is attacking this queen, and this queen is not defended, so green needs to move it. And what I wanted to do is I put my bishop here, so green cannot go to the natural position that I think it would have gone, that it was this one. So now I need to go either here or here. And if green goes here, then my next move will be knight here, and I'm attacking at the same time queen and bishop, and I will trade my knight for a bishop every day of the week. Right, so that's exactly what green does. And then it's even better because white puts pressure on the knight, and I attack the queen. Green moves the queen, white takes the knight, red keeps doing not much, and here I have a decision to do, like, do I trade my knight for this bishop or not? But in this position I start seeing that the green is a bit weaker and I don't want to give the mate for free to anyone, even if, I mean, green is a good player, but I don't care about that. Like, right now I think that keeping attacking green can be a mistake, and I can give the checkmate for free to white, that is the one that has like really like the attacking opportunities, right? Like the one that is really, you know, with the possibility to give a checkmate here is white. So I don't want to make green so weak. So I bring the knight back, and this is very smart, like blocking this pawn. But of course you also have the other pawn coming. Red keeps doing not much. And okay, I think here I already start seeing like, okay, white is gonna want to advance this pawn. So I believe that at some point the rooks are gonna go to this file. And if the rooks go to that file, this position, that is the scholar's mate, my favorite checkmate, is gonna get not defended. Right? So I start thinking about that. And I start like coming with ideas. But again, I need to do it like that is not very obvious, right? So the first thing that I do is I bring the knight here. One of the rooks already goes there. Then, I mean, my idea was to bring this other knight here to block the diagonal before aligning the queen. And that's a general idea of how I do it to give the checkmate. If I put the queen here right away, it's very obvious what I'm trying. If the diagonal is blocked in the moment that I put my queen, this player will not feel that I'm threatening him so much. Or at least that's how I think it works, right? And it works for me quite often with the scholar's mate. But anyway, I do another waiting move because I'm waiting for this knight to move, because I think that red is just dancing, so this knight is gonna move. This is another good move by green, like blocking the advancement of the pawns. I block the diagonal. White keeps attacking on green. I block the diagonal, and then this moves kind of works for me, because it seems like it's kind of attacking my structure, and I move my queen like if I was reacting to this move, but actually what I'm doing is aligning, right? And then here, yeah, I mean, the main idea was to wait until this rook move to a different position, and then move the knight, attacking the queen, and threatening checkmate. Again, if this rook was not here at the same time. So that would be very cool, right? Because then white will need to decide whether to block the checkmate or lose the queen, or I mean, maybe could have blocked the checkmate and the queen at the same time, but at least I will have taken a pawn, and then I could have jumped into other positions. Like, it would have been a cool move. But okay, it seems like white is seeing what is going on and moves the king. But right away, I mean, moves the king, but this square keeps being unprotected, right? The only thing is that it's not checkmate, because this square is not defended. I mean, it's not attack, right? But then, again, with all this dancing, when people start dancing, they start moving the pieces around without thinking much. So I'm already thinking like, maybe at some point he's gonna block this square, either with this rook or this rook, right? And then this will be checkmate. So I move these pieces. If you're gonna be dancing pieces like I do right now, that's okay, but you should be sure about what pieces are you dancing around. Don't move the pieces that you cannot move. There is a bit of dancing here. This knight, I mean, attacking my queen, attacking here, like infiltrating my position. The best thing that I can do here, I believe, is just to take it. But you see, I'm still ready. I'm still ready if at any point, like, something happens here, checkmate. Right, so red takes, obviously, I take with the rook, and this is still ready. And it happens. White moves the rook, like covering the only square that was not attack, right? If my queen were to move here. So after moving the rook here, now I can give checkmate here. So if you were red, I guess now that we have been talking about this, you will know that what you need to do here is to move the rook here to block the checkmate, right? You move the rook here. Okay, maybe you lost a rook, maybe not, because maybe actually white doesn't want to trade it and just moves the king or do something because they panic. Because, I mean, if red moves the rook here, it's a sign for everyone like, okay, there was something going on, that rook, like red had to lose a rook, right? So this would have been the good move from red, but red didn't see it, and I did a very early checkmate, again with my signatures mate, the scholar's mate. But now I have a very hard task, that is defending myself from both Jorge and Daria at the same time. So the first thing I see is that well, first I need to take my rook out. So when I'm being attacked by two players, I like to first consolidate some pieces close to my king, so attacking me is not easy. But here I already see an opportunity to trade pieces. You know, we have already said it, that when we are playing 2 against 1 and we have such a big majority of pieces, we want to trade some pieces. So this is a good opportunity to trade pieces because I'm attacking the rook and at the same time I'm offering this trade. So I trade. Red keeps attacking me. Again, I want to bring some of my pieces to defend. Here they hang a knight, right? Because after this move, it was good because I was double protecting my knight, but also I was opening this attack, and this is also bringing another of the rooks to my camp. And of course, here green wants to open the structure to attack me. And what I want to do is to bring my pieces and make an attack against green. Why against green? Because green is the one that can make me the most damage, because it's at my left. And if green gives me a check, then red knows that they can take a free piece. They can take whatever from me, because I need to react to the check. So okay, I bring the queen here. There was an idea of attacking a bit the rook, but also starting to bring my pieces into my camp. Okay, and this is very good move from red. I block it with the knight. And here, of course, I don't want, for sure I don't want to take with this pawn. I don't want this rook to be able to roam free in my territory. I was thinking to take with this pawn, but then I thought, okay, this is a general rule. It's like in chess. Don't react to the moves of your opponent. Make your opponent react to your moves. Right, so it's okay, you're attacking me here. It's okay, because I'm the one making you move, right? I'm not reacting to your moves. I'm not following into your plan. You need to move your queen. Okay, and they do it taking my my knight, but that's okay. I mean, I think now I took some of the initiative. Here, again, I don't want the files to be clearly open, so I attack this rook. This is protected, so I'm good with that, and I use my bishop that wasn't doing nothing here to attack the queen, and at the same time, activate that bishop. Then here I propose a trade of queens that I would love. And then here, I mean, this is the type of moves that I think works well psychologically in quaternity, right? That quaternity is a very psychological game. I see now that I also had this queen here to trade queens with white, then with white with green. That would have been great. Well, not, it could have blocked with the rook. But anyway, I did this thing that is psychologically very good, I think, because I bring this bishop here, and I'm attacking both of the rooks. So if green moves one of the rooks, I take the other. So probably red is thinking that I did this move to do that. So then green just moves one of the rooks, red moves another of the rook, but what I do really is to take this queen, right? So this is what I say is psychologically a good move. It seems like the discussion is here, but actually this move was attacking here. So this makes the things much easier for me. I take out one of the queens of my opponent, so that's very good. I'm taking also this pawn, so I don't need to deal with it. I bring this rook back because I'm scared of red giving me here a silly check, that even if it's a silly check, it will make me need to react to that check, so I don't want that. He takes a pawn to open the the column, even if that means that we're trading a rook, that I love to trade rooks. So, I mean, I'm good with that because I think my structure is very well defended. I take the central pawn, threatening an exchange of queens, and also like threatening many ideas, right? Like, okay, I got into your camp, green. And green, this is interesting because they decide to take my queen, even if they're gonna lose their queen. But I think it's a good move because they are betting on red to take my knight because they know I need to react here. So then that will mean that I lose both of my queens for one of his queens. And red sees that, so takes the queen. I mean, takes the knight. So I take the queen, and red takes the other queen. But I mean, it was a good move. But I think my position is so good that even now, like, I mean, it will be very surprising if green can do anything. So right now I will say like the game is between red and me. So that's why, I mean, was it a good move? Yes, in the sense that you traded one of your queens for two of my queens. But in what position are you to win the game now? Okay, so I threaten this pawn because it's also coming with check. So green moves the king, bishop back. I take the pawn anyway. I protect the knight. Green is, I mean, the only option of green is that red gives the checkmate for free to him somehow, right? Like if red makes a very big mistake, that maybe green can get some points here, but if not, it's very difficult. I do a check because it just, you know, makes him react, and I don't want to be thinking about stupid things that green can do. And then, okay, this is a mistake by red, but I mean, with so little time and so many pieces, it's difficult, so I take the bishop. And indeed, green does something stupid. Well, I mean, stupid, I don't know if it's stupid. It's a bit like not wanting to win, I don't know, like, what are you expecting, that red is gonna save your rook? Then it's not even saving it, right? I will take with my rook, and then what? Like, okay. Rook takes, check, I come here with the bishop, like there's nothing, right? So actually I take anyway with the rook. They check, and here I need to decide whether I cover with the bishop or with the rook. I decide to cover with the bishop. So then red comes here to give me a check, and this was tricky. I didn't know exactly what was the best way to defend this, but I decided to do it with the king here. I know that I'm exposing myself to another check, right? But I can bring my king here, and there are no more checks. But of course, there are more checks if you prepare for them. So there is this position, and then here also, this is one of the situations that you need to stop and think, because you can easily give the checkmate away, you know, like by doing something stupid. But then I think I calculate properly, like this bishop here is good, because if there is check with this rook, I can run away up, and if there is check with this rook, I can come here, and then this position will be protected by the bishop. So, okay, I go back as I planned, and I think here green actually, there was a debate in the WhatsApp group, why did green didn't take this rook? And actually during the game I was thinking that it was gonna take this rook, and green even said they were coming to take the rook, but then they realized that the rook is protected by this central pawn, so this rook cannot be taken. So they need to go against, I mean, to get the other pawn. And okay, here I'm already like always thinking how to do the checkmate. So this king is in a position, right, where if I get two rooks, one here and here, it will be checkmate. So the first thing that I need to do in able to do that is to move this knight. So I move the knight. Green moves the pawn, but then I bring my rook here, and this moves is, I mean, it's unstoppable, right? Like, what can you do? Because this is gonna be checkmate. The only thing that you can do to make it checkmate is to bring this rook here, for instance. So when I check, you cover. But if they do that, I will check, they cover, I take, is check. They need to take my rook, and then I take the other rook, right? So I will be taking all of the rooks, and then it will be me with one rook, one knight, and one bishop against all of these pawns. The pawns of green are very weak, because, I mean, these pawns are doubled, and I will take them very easily with my rook. And this pawn cannot go anywhere, it's blocked. These pawns are also quite blocked, so if I can just manage to have like a rook here, keeping this king out of the reach of these pawns, it will be very easy. I can block these pawns also very easily. So, I mean, this will be a very easy endgame. But anyway, red does not see it, and I checkmated. So I checkmated, and then green knows that there is nothing to do, and I have like even more rooks, so they resign. So that's it. That was a good game for me, 5 points. Again, playing the Loca Carioca, the opening that people told me it was impossible to win with. So another beautiful game, beautiful victory. And we are right away, I mean, this is my main account in the first position of the ranking, and my secondary account is already in the position 24th. So I believe we're like one victory away to get to the 10 like top 20. One victory away of the top 20. Maybe not, maybe 2 victories. Depends on the victory. Yeah, at least we can get to position 21 in one victory. But I mean, we're already close to very good players, right? We're super close to Al Yahiz. That is one of my favorite players. We have already passed players like Daria, Chico, Nacho. Like, this is a good position already for this account, like playing only Loca Carioca. So that's it. That's the video of today. I hope you liked it, and see you in the next video.